Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and a lot of these videos are some of my best practices, some of the things that I've discovered on how to be really good, how to be the best you possibly can be, how to excel. And sometimes we confuse the idea of excellence or upping our game with um, putting icing on the cake, doing more than is expected, being totally awesome. Now, look, we all have a natural tendency to want to be, for good reason, complete and thorough with the information that we give other people, with our performances, how we turn in projects and things like that. But sometimes doing so can be perilous. Here's what I mean by that. I went to a conference last fall and I watched a guy from a company that provides services that help you do better on LinkedIn speak. And he spoke about what you should do when somebody reaches out to connect with you. And what I was doing was exactly what he said was the biggest mistake you could possibly make. So learn from me. When somebody would want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I would accept if they were in the business, if they were allied with what I was doing, or if I knew them. And I would send them this really long response that would call them out by name and say, hey, is there anything I can do to help you? Here are the things that I can do. And I would list VO to Go-Go and the ACX Masterclass and Camera Ready U and Rehearsal Pro and, oh, by the way, I'm an actor and I also do voiceover and, what else can I help you with? If there's anything I can help you, it was dense. And what I found out was it was off-putting. It was kind of like vomiting all this stuff all at once. It was kind of like going out on a first date and expecting to get married, So after I walked away from that speech where he said, hey, just take it easy, just say thank you and say, well, why were you wanting to hook up with me? That's it, just 2 sentences. That leads you into a more natural conversation. And we do this sort of thing all the time, right? So now if you try to connect with me on LinkedIn, what I'll send to you back is, hey, thanks for connecting. What was it that caused you to connect? Are you a Heroes fan? Did you want to know more about acting or voiceover or Rehearsal Pro? What was it? And that's it, right? My response rate has gone through the roof. Like literally 60% responses as opposed to 10% responses. And of course, if somebody says, oh, I'm interested in VO, then I'll follow it up with another thing. Well, can this, free class, this getting started class help you? And it's a more natural conversation. And we make this mistake all the time. We make the mistake of thinking, oh, if I just do my audition with a higher bit rate, then it'll sound that much better and I'll book the gig. It doesn't matter. We talked about this in another video. The quality, the overall audio file quality of something doesn't matter. What matters is the storytelling. What matters is the content. And what matters is that the person that you're having this conversation with, no matter what the conversation is, trusts you and finds you credible, right? We think that it's our mic. That's the reason we're not booking. I got to get a better mic. I got to get a more expensive mic. I got to find a mic that has an extra 0 on the end of the price, right? The mic that I have now couldn't possibly be good enough. Most likely is. Like, I would be hard-pressed to figure out that a hugely better mic is going to make you a better auditioner, right? You want to have a mic that's got high quality, but that doesn't mean you have to go for a mic that's thousands of dollars to make a difference in your auditioning. Or you decide, well, I heard at some point that you should remove all your breaths from all auditions or from all audiobook work or from anything, right? You've heard me talk about what a mistake that can be because breaths are dramatic devices. Breaths are natural. Breaths are what listeners and viewers expect, right? If it's too good, if it's too polished, if it's too expansive, if it's too deep in that opening conversation, that very first thing that people hear from you or see from you, it can be off-putting. It can be overwhelming. It can be the kind of thing where people go, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to read this. I don't have time to listen to this. I don't know what they thought they were achieving by doing this at a bit rate that was higher than I thought. You just relax and rest assured that it's your storytelling and a normal, natural conversation that's going to make all the difference in the world. Does that make sense? I hope that resonates with you. Let me know in the comments below. If you're not watching this video on votogogo.com, pop over there because we've got some great stuff. But I'd like to know, leave me a comment and let me know if this has happened to you, where you've gotten, you're talking to somebody for the first time at a party and you're just like so excited to talk to them and you overwhelm them. Or in an interview for a job or for a gig or a first date. Tell me. Tell me. I'd love to know. It is just a few episodes away before our AMA episode, Ask Me Anything. Go ahead and leave a comment below if you have a question. Let me know if you want me to answer it in the AMA, or send me an email at davidlawrence@gmail.com and put AMA question in the subject line. You can ask me anything about the things that I do, the things that I've talked about on these videos, anything about me personally. I'm happy to answer your questions. It's coming up in episode number 100. If you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel and be notified when these new videos come out, go ahead and click on my head there. If there's no head, there's a subscribe button somewhere on the page. If you want to see the latest video I've done, click on that frame there and YouTube will play it for you. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.